I need you. I need you all. It's impossible until it isn't.
It's every day here in Canada. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today's top story here, we've got Jagmeet Singh's home office getting completely plastered with all his scandals and lies. He is absolutely humiliated. On top of that, we've got multiple updated NDP and Liberal numbers, their home ridings. Will they get re-elected? Let's jump into this. First off here, this video of Jagmeet Singh's office in Burnaby getting plastered with all this stuff. He's getting called out. As posted here on Jagmeet Singh's hypocrisy account, I'm loved by everyone. These are signs of love and respect towards my pension. Just before I play it here, it says NDP betrayal on Family Day. Burnaby South deserves better. Non-democratic party. Jagmeet Singh is Trudeau's puppet. Jagmeet Singh is not working. Jack Layton would be turning in his grave.
Yeah, you know what it's like. Yeah, we had to tell them, show them a good example what it's like. I said,
Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's just take a look at this here. We've got Tommy Douglas is rolling in his grave. Jagmeet is Trudeau's lapdog. Jack Layton would vote no. Jagmeet Singh's NDP so-called leader. And then obviously we got the big one here, Jagmeet Trudeau's puppet. There's a few more here. We can't read that one. But just to confirm here, I'll show you guys. This is Jagmeet's office in Burnaby here. You can confirm by the same shape of this window, this L here, and the same length of the windows and the steel brackets. If we go back to the video here, just so everyone can see, there's that same L. There's the steel brackets and the same length of the windows there. I'm glad this era is coming to an end. Time for straight shooter for once. Vote Conservative. Just to show you guys, we zoom out here. This is in Burnaby South here. This is where Jagmeet's office is. This is technically flipped upside down. There we go. Check this out. Not only did they post this stuff here, this is originally posted on Stephen Taylor's account here, but look at all these people out here protesting against Jagmeet Singh. This is amazing. Well done, Canadians. We've got here Jagmeet is a traitor, I think that says. More people out here protesting him. Oh, we can see the other signs here. Singh, vote no. Jagmeet Singh is a treasonous puppet. Somewhere in the Lower Mainland, there's a stationery store wondering why they're fresh out of orange Bristol board. I will never vote NDP again. There are no lines dividing Liberal and NDP. And they're both socialist parties. There is no line dividing them. He buried himself, could have turned it around to his advantage. Luckily, he lives nowhere near there, so he probably doesn't have to deal with it. Yeah, he won't even go anywhere near there. That little snake will stay far away. And with all that, we've got Jagmeet Singh himself releasing a video today, a new campaign video here.
Don't let them tell you it can't be done. If we are together, anything is possible. For anyone out there,
That's such nothing speak. That really means nothing.
you reject conservative cuts, I need you. If you want to build a brighter future where we take better care of each other, I need you. If you think that we can actually change these things and make sure that our housing market, our healthcare system, our tax system work for the working class, I need you. I need you all. It's impossible until it isn't. Right? It can't be done until someone actually does it. If we are together,
These guys, him and Trudeau, they're stealing these quotes and then putting them back on themselves like they're some sort of hero and champion. And side note here, the audio on this video is mastered in the left ear only for Jagmeet's voice, and the music is on both the left and the right. Like, this is such an amateur mistake. For you guys listening to it at home, I'll fix it for you guys so you don't hear it in a weird way like that. What kind of amateur setup is Jagmeet running here?
we come together, if we fight together, we can win. If we fight, we can win. I want you to believe that. If we fight, we can win, and people need us to win. So let's win for the people. It's the people's time. No more billionaires and CEOs. It's the people's time.
This guy is such a hypocrite, considering he's the Maserati Rolex Robin Hood here. This guy wears expensive suits, has the Rolexes, fancy car, Gucci bags, and he's the man of the people? This guy has no idea what it's like to be a man of the people. He's a greedy, power-hungry lackey. That's all he is. He's Trudeau's lapdog. This small, pathetic, weak man, this chump, is lacking in moral character, he's lacking in honor, and he's a disgrace.
Let's go. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you can text Jagmeet if you'd like. So someone posted this as a reply. Look at this. Trudeau, frequent speaker, Sophie Trudeau, Margaret Trudeau was paid $250,000 for appearances, $32,000 for his brother. I mean, there's just so much corruption. So what's even funnier now is we've got this one here. Justin Trudeau, Chrystia Freeland, Mark Gerritsen, and Melanie Joly all have projected to lose their seats. So we've got Justin Trudeau here, projected to lose his seat. We've got Chrystia Freeland projected to lose her seat. This one is Mark Gerritsen's, also projected to lose his seat. And we've got Melanie Tony Jolie's seat here, Bloc projected to win this one. And don't forget here, this guy here has posted Jagmeet Singh's, also projected to lose his seat. We've got this one posted by Marty up north. He had to turn the comments off. So Peter Julian, happy 46th birthday to our next Prime Minister. What a joke this is. You guys are delusional. Jagmeet inspires many, including me, to build a Canada where no one is left behind, except everyone is left behind. In these tough times, we need unity and a government that works for the working class, not the wealthy. You know, if they just had a little bit of honesty and said, you know what, we were part of all that corruption that happened with Justin Trudeau. You know, we supported the carbon tax, we supported them along the way. Now we've woken up and we're sorry. We want to do better. Like, if they came out with that message, they'd probably get a few points in the polls. There's some gullible people out there that would fall for that. Or maybe they would take that as sincere, but they just double down on the lies. Like, Jagmeet won't be the next prime minister. He doesn't inspire anyone. He's done this only for himself. Peter Julian is in it for himself. They're all making tons of money. Big salaries with zero to offer Canada. Late evening throw up in my mouth. Delusions of grandeur eventually get smacked up the side of the head by reality. It's nature's way of telling you that you are really just a useless. Next up, we got this one posted by conservative Michelle Rumpel Gardner here. It says, Trudeau may announce decision to leave before Monday. So that's right, today being Saturday, it's actually projected that Justin Trudeau will be ousted by his party by Wednesday. They're threatening a caucus meeting where they're going to try their best to oust the guy. Once again, I've mentioned it before, only Mary Simon can get rid of him or Justin Trudeau himself. But they can humiliate the guy beyond belief, dropping complete support for him. Will humiliation be the thing that ousts Trudeau? We'll find out. We got this here from CTV. Scott Reid really rips into Trudeau here.
What can we expect from this national caucus meeting for the Liberals?
Well, this isn't a meeting. This is a threat. This is a sword that's been half pulled out of its sheath. It's an indication to the Prime Minister that if he chooses not to step aside, if he does not, as many people expect, announce that he will be departing the office of Prime Minister on Monday or Tuesday, then there will be a meeting on Wednesday. It will include his entire caucus, and it will almost certainly include an ultimatum for him to leave, possibly a secret ballot, giving a very discernible, very graphic expression of the lack of confidence from his own government members. I think it's an insurance policy, where the MPs are saying, if you don't make the decision, we will take control of the situation for ourselves.
But what can they do if he chooses to ignore all the signs that are telling him to resign?
Well, there's no provision for the Navy to literally get rid of a captain. But if the entire crew mutinies, if the entire crew says, Captain, we will not follow you, then it's difficult to move that vessel along. I think that's the situation we're at now. I think
something to note about this, though, so they can humiliate the guy in the vessel, the government, the ship will not move along. But Trudeau might use this against them. See, if the Liberals are humiliating Justin Trudeau, which is already happening right now, he might just be seething and pissed off, and the narcissist's head is just all inflated, and he's festering, wanting to get revenge. Well, it's clear he already doesn't like the Canadian people because he doesn't do anything for us. But now he might have this vendetta against the Liberals. So what would he do? Gets Mary Simon to prorogue the government till October, keeps cashing in that paycheck, and further destroy the Liberal Party till it's nothing. And he would be hurting Canadians in the process. I can see this as a real possibility because everything he's done, all his actions, have not been to the benefit of Canadians. As Polyev mentioned in their recent broadcast with Jordan Peterson, like $21 billion in consultants. I mean, look at what our deficit is there, $62 billion. Imagine we didn't waste money on stupid consultants going to McKinsey, Accenture, all these different companies, and that paid off a good chunk of that deficit. Imagine we didn't have these stupid programs. We wouldn't have a deficit. We'd have a surplus, a big surplus in this country. And if we had open enterprise in this country, if we increase oil and gas production, lithium production, more minerals, more things the world needs, we could have such a big surplus that none of us would have to pay income tax. That's how rich this country is with such a low population. But instead, we have the exact opposite thing happening in our country.
The expectation of caucus members, certainly those I've spoken with over the holidays, is that the Prime Minister will announce his departure, probably Monday, Tuesday, but that if he doesn't, then they will tell him in no uncertain terms that he must leave. Do they have a formal mechanism to do so under the constitution of the party or under the governing rules of caucus? No. But what leader can continue on if his entire caucus, if his whole flock says, we will no longer follow?
Now, if that happens, if we do see the resignation, what kind of damage has this internal friction done for the Liberals? Can they bounce back, or is this next election a loss for them?
No, so they can't bounce back. And the only way to get Trudeau out is to figure out what his next plan is. Is it to jump to the UN? Does he want to be some Secretary General for the UN? Is it some other play? You have to find where he's going and strike at that target. If his next play out of Prime Minister gets threatened, then he'll back down. So I leave that to the Liberals. You guys got to talk to one of the insiders. The problem is all the real insiders that probably know what Trudeau's plan is aren't going to say anything. Likely Katie Telford, Mark Miller, LeBlanc, maybe Gerald Butts, like who knows, Seamus O'Regan, one of these guys, they might know what's going on, what's in his head. He might not have told anyone what his plans are going forward after this, but he set up this whole situation in Canada, what he's done to us, for his next play afterwards. This guy has some big plan, whether it's some feminist organizations, the UN, whatever it may be. He's hungry for power. He loves to take the selfies. He loves to have people swoon over him. He wants to be in the limelight. He's not going to just go live in a cabin and fish every day and enjoy life. He's not that kind of guy.
Well, you never say it's a foregone conclusion, but I'll say this period of 2 weeks where arguably the Prime Minister thought to himself, all right, I guess I'm probably going to have to depart, but you know what, I'll take the holidays. It's a time when people aren't talking and thinking about politics anyway. I'll just relax, take a breather, and then do it under my own terms. If that was his logic, it has still come at a consequence for the party. We've seen polling that's shown the party has continued to lose support during this period of inaction. And I think, it's therefore caused some real damage to the party's re-elections hopes. The big debate will be, how do they pick a new leader and how soon will that leader be in place? One of the new challenges, if you imagine past Justin Trudeau for the party, is, are they really going to take 45, 60, 90 days to select a leader, have that person installed in place while Justin Trudeau remains leader, prime minister, and face of the government party, and then slot this person in with, 10 minutes before a non-confidence vote, no opportunity to establish a connection with Canadians, go immediately to the polls? That does sound like a recipe for slaughter.
If the Liberals want to replace Trudeau, and come out with your best speech, pick a leader, call an election, and let's be done with this madness.
Some people who are ready to go to that slaughter by the sounds of it. Mark Carney now, we're hearing reports that he may have been making some calls.
Roger, they are all calling. Dude, the phone bills are going up, okay? And so you've got Chrystia Freeland calling around. You've got Mark Carney expressing interest, trying to put in place an organization. Lots and lots and lots of names.
All these people are losers. Like, let's get real here. Somebody has to say it. Like, these people, none of these people are fit to run the government. They shouldn't have been in the government. They're all disingenuous losers.
And, there's the big struggle is this. The real question is, will the party have a sort of normal leadership race, notwithstanding the gun that is to their head in terms of parliamentary procedure and the threat of a non-confidence vote? Will they attempt to take 3 months to put in place a new leader, leaving that person with no time? Or will they opt instead for something that's short-circuited, shortcut, and get somebody else in place earlier? That's going to be a real battle. And to some degree, it's going to pit some of the candidates against one another, because how you pick a leader determines in great part who that leader will be. It's a big fight that's been going on behind the scenes over the course of the holidays. And if the Prime Minister steps down on Monday or Tuesday, that fight will break out into the open.
The only reason Trudeau would step down is he's had enough of the F Trudeau flags being called out at ski resorts. He's still on ski vacation right now. So next, jumping over to this broadcast here, they've got some new polling numbers here coming from Nick Nanos. It's just getting worse for the Liberals and better for the Conservatives.
With the Conservatives at 47 and the Liberals at 21. What we have to remember, Roger, is that when we look across the country in all the different regions, the Conservatives...
There's almost 47% here. And Jagmeet's, according to this Nanos research, Jagmeet's dropping hard.
...have more than 50% support in every single part of the country except Quebec, right? Mm-hmm. And that is a massive advantage for the Conservatives. And even in the province of Quebec, they're basically tied for second with the Liberals behind the Bloc Québécois. So
now what's interesting about Quebec, if you go to the southern part here, you can see here, obviously the Bloc has all of this support, but there's a big Conservative stronghold and it's dark blue. Look at this on this part of Quebec. And I'm wondering if this is going to start spreading, because you can see here, it is start spreading from here. The reason for this is a big entrepreneurial community in kind of rural Quebec that borders with Maine here. So these are business owners who do trade across the border here, and they don't want stupid woke policies. And so you're starting to see this kind of linger out of this stronghold area.
If we take Quebec out of the equation, the Conservative advantage is even more massive. And it speaks to the pressure that Justin Trudeau is under right now to resign, and also the worry that many Liberals have that they could just get crushed in the next federal election. people are leaving and not running and not reoffering to run under the Liberal banner. And right now, it's almost like a countdown to when he might step down.
And the tracking shows that there's just that continued decline. Even with all the goodies that the Liberals have tried to present, it's not moving the meter, is it?
Yeah, I think we're at the point now, Roger, where the only thing left for the Liberals to try to get back in the game, not saying they'd even be competitive, is to change the leader. Because they've tried everything else from a policy perspective, messaging. They've tried attacking Pierre Poilievre, attack ads, all that kind of stuff. None of it's stuck and none of it's worked.
It'll be interesting to see, because I know apparently Mark Carney has been kind of sending out some feelers again that he may be interested in running. But boy, oh boy, they got a big plate there that they've got to deal with. And the NDP's not benefiting from this that much, are they?
Yeah, what we've seen is negative pressure on support for the New Democrats, where now that we're in the teens.
I mean, we see this in Jagmeet's own writing there, right on his office.
You know, for them, at around 17%, that's not good. What they want, at least, is to be closer. And, you know, even when it comes to who Canadians would prefer as prime minister, you know, Pierre Poilievre having a pretty significant advantage. I think about 40% of Canadians would give him a tip of the hat as the person they would prefer as prime minister. He's up 5 points in the last 4 weeks. Justin Trudeau's 23 points back at 17 and Jagmeet Singh at 14. So,
and we're almost out of time with the economy and jobs. Again, those are the big concerns, aren't they?
Yeah, and it speaks to Pierre Poilievre needing to focus on economy and the jobs as a top national issue of concern. You know, that's at the top. Inflation is at the top also. So, you know, look at those two things. You know, 3 out of every 10 Canadians want to hear about jobs in the economy and how to fight inflation.
Nearly 21% for jobs in the economy. I mean, we're all wondering what's going on here because our economy is so bad. And the inflation Justin Trudeau has put on us, devaluing our money supply, making things expensive, is an absolute catastrophe. I hope they lose official party status. They're all just as guilty as Justin and completely complicit. We may never see another Trudeau prime minister again. The end. Mary Simon needs to do her job. She does. This is the one time she needs to step up and do her job and get rid of Trudeau. Well, there you have it. Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh both sinking to the bottom. Will Justin Trudeau step down by Wednesday? They're trying to oust him. More public humiliation. Or will he just burn the ship and burn the country to the ground? Will he continue to collect that juicy paycheck, $405,000 a year, whatever he's getting paid? Or will he take a walk in the snow?